Well, hey there, my friend. It's Wendy. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so happy you're here again with us today. And we're going to talk about sales today because I hear a lot of interesting comments regarding making sales in stores. I want to say a lot of even maybe excuses or feedback or pushback or tension or friction. And the last roundtable meeting, this is our live coaching session inside my retailer's inner circle. We actually talked about how to train our staff and how to move our customers through a great sales experience, how to train our staff. we talked about how do we make our staff understand and buy into the culture of selling, but I like to use the word serving. So I hear all the time, I'm not good at sales, or my staff are not good at sales. My team isn't comfortable selling. We don't want to be pushy. You know what I'm trying to say. But here's the truth, sales are not sleazy. They're not awkward. They're not gross. They don't have to be. They're definitely not optional. Sales, sales are what we're here for. If you are not interested in selling to your customers, we're probably not in the right business, nor have you hired the right people. But I understand the tension. We all feel it. So I want you to flip the script. That's what we're going to talk about today, about sales being service. And if you've been around for a while, I've shared that before. And I'm going to walk you through a few ways to get sort of past that. If you take one thing away from today, one thing, just one little thing, I want you to remember sales, like it's not pressure. Sales is presence. It's being present with your customer. That did not roll off my tongue. It looks much better written down than it did so when I say it. But I want sales isn't pressure. It's not meant to be pressure. Sales is presence. It's about paying attention to your customers' needs. It's about serving them. So we're going to jump into that today. And I promise you it's worth listening to. So don't go away just because I'm talking about sales and you don't want to hear about it. All right. Welcome to Sales 101. No, it's not really what we're calling this, but sales, like you're already doing it. So many shop owners tell me that they are not natural salespeople, or if they are, their team are not, that their staff isn't cut out for selling. And again, we need to train that. That is our job. Here's what I want to tell you. If you've ever helped a customer find a perfect gift, if you've ever had a conversation and it ended in a purchase, which I know it did, or you've simply helped guide a customer to a product and it just made their day, you're selling. This is what selling is. This is what you are doing. So we have to flip that script from selling to serving. So I already know you're doing that part beautifully from a place of care. And that's what sales are. So intellectually, I know you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to insult you by going down the rabbit hole of why you need to sell. But I do want you to remember that sales, and I don't know, maybe we need to take the word out and call it something else, but it's about showing up for your customers. It's about being curious, it's about being helpful, and it's about being present with your customers. So it's not an option. And when customers come in, and next week we'll be talking about your customer's journey and why we need to revisit that right now in this retail economy, this retail landscape that we're in right now. I'm going to remind you of some ways next week to revisit your customer's journey. And one of the big ones is selling. And that's actually why I pulled it out and decided to do this today. I'm also getting ready to do what am I getting ready to do? I lost my words and it's not on I don't have a script. I don't work from a script. I work from notes. But, and that's, isn't that weird? Is that weird to share? Anyhow, I am teaching at the CCSA convention in September, and in Dallas, and I hope you're going to be there, by the way. And one of the things I'm teaching is about your customer journey. So I have been revisiting my whole concept about that. And so I've been talking, not concept, but revisiting what's important now. And I think that we all need to be re-looking at how we can improve our entire customer journey. So If you're going to if you're in CCSA and you're going to convention, you got to join me on Saturday. We're going to be doing that. If you are a member of my Retailers Inner Circle, we are going to be doing a whole new module on that. I know we have lots in there already, but I just want to talk about it. And also next week, we're going to talk about it. So I just went way off track. Sorry about that, but here we are. But one of the key things is about service and about serving your customer. And again, last week or last month when we had our live roundtable, which is when we get together inside my Retailers Inner Circle, and the topic of sales came up and how to train your staff. And I'm super passionate about this because I've seen a lot of really crappy salespeople, like sleazy salespeople. We all know that that's not the role. Like, we don't want to teach that. Good salespeople make me feel seen, make you feel seen, make your customers feel seen. And that's what we're talking about. So I want to flip the script. So let's talk about it today. I wanted to bring this down. I want to pull it, untangle this a little bit for you so you can rethink it. And I also have a frog in my throat. So I apologize if you can hear me a little bit. Sorry. And now my podcast editor is trying to take this out desperately. Anyhow, here, let's flip the script. Let's rethink what sales sounds like and how we think of it. So an old script, an old way of thinking, selling is icky. A new thing that we should be thinking about is selling is serving. And write these down if you can and take them to your staff. Customers, the old script is customers don't want our help. And I'm going to challenge you right now, if you're listening to me and you're thinking of turning this off because you're like, no, my customers do not want our help. I'm not going to bug them. I don't want to be that person. So please listen to the end because I really want you to rethink. Customers don't want your help is not true. Customers want connection and they want to be served and they want to be shown customers want connection. They want to find the right thing. They walked into your store for a reason. So let's make sure we are serving them. Another old script, my staff can't sell like I do. Oh my gosh. Honestly, if I had $1 for every time somebody said that to me, if a client said that to me, I'd be I'd be doing really well. I'm doing really well now, but I'd be doing really well because that's crazy to think that your staff can't sell like you do. Teach them what you know. Your staff just need a framework. Your staff just need to understand. They need to be taught. If it doesn't come natural to them, let's make it let's teach them. And this does not mean scripts. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But when we lead our team and when we lead our sales conversations with curiosity, with care, selling feels good for everybody. When you can help somebody find that perfect gift, when you can serve them, and you can show them something new that's in the shop that you spent so much time and energy and effort to bring in. If you care about what's in your shop and your team care about what's in your shop, and the big one, if you care about your customer, that whole trifecta works really, really well. And that's about caring for people. So a fun fact here, I just want to mention talking about your team. Again, not something I have written down, but something that I know to be true from experience and also from lots of studies that I've read and all the things. But did you know that introverts make really great salespeople? Introverts make really good salespeople. So sometimes when we think of salespeople, we think of these want to buy a watch, and this is me making my really salesy, sleazy salesman kind of conversation. And that's an extrovert, salesy person. But if you think about what the key thing is to selling, what is the key thing to selling? It's listening. It's asking intelligent questions to your customer. Who does that very well? An introvert does that really well because an introvert, they get to the heart of the sale because they listen, they care. They're usually natural observers of people because they're paying attention. So I just like to throw that in. I just wanted to throw that in there. So if you're an introvert or if you have hired an introvert, maybe tell them that. Maybe share that with them. Just say you're going to make a great salesperson because you're going to care. You're going to listen to the people. Sales is not about, let me show you all the tricks and let me show you all the things. Let me show you. That's not what sales are. That's what a sleazy salesperson does. That is not how we sell, right? That's not what we're doing. We're going to listen to our customers' needs, and we're going to show and tell them, and all kinds of other awesome ways of selling. Anyway, let's go through our little simple framework. I'm passionate about this because I see it done so well by so many retailers. I have the privilege and the pleasure of working with so many retailers who really care about their customer. And ding, 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 that is the key. We have to care about your customer first. We can't look at everybody as a transaction coming through. I know you know that, but I really want you to embody that and think about it. And you do care, but you still need to sell. You still need to move product, but you do it through the lens of serving this customer the best possible way. So as the CEO of your business, it is your responsibility to equip your staff with the mindset and the tools. The mindset and the tools. That means like the how and the what that they need to feel confident. This is the key. They need to feel confident while they're selling. So a few things in like a little simple framework. This is not, this is not going to take you all day to absorb, and it's all going to make sense, but I really want you to embody this. The first part of a good sales experience for your customer is making it a win-win. First of all, we want to make everything a win-win. We want a customer to be happy, and we want us to be happy. Like, we want you to be happy as the store owner. So the first thing we need to do is build rapport. That is the, I shouldn't say sales 101, but that is the number one thing. Greet your customers with a warm smile. Be present. Look up. Put that mop down. Anyway, I have stories to share here of things, if you are busy and you're doing things off your task list, or if your staff are doing things on the task list, man, that is not their job. They're going through your task list. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but I want you to think about that. They're not there to do that. They're there to serve your customer. So build rapport and make sure that your customer feels welcomed in your store. I see lots of bad examples of this as well too. So we're going to build rapport. That's the first part of any sales experience. That's just humanity, right? So maybe we need to not think of this as sales and serving and all of that. Maybe we just need to be like, hey, we're two cool humans. One has a need and one has a solution. Two cool humans having a conversation. So first of all, what would we do in a hospitality service or hospitality mindset of a customer or somebody walking into our house, our home, our store? We would say hello. So let's build rapport. Let's have a little conversation. Let's get curious. That's the second part. Get curious. Let's not say, how can I help you? Those days are gone. We have podcast episodes here where we'll add those into the show notes on how to speak and what to say to customers. But really get curious. Ask open-ended questions like, who are you shopping for today? What brings you in? It is imperative that we practice these things now, and we talk to our staff now as we're getting ready for our busiest time of the year. Let's not just hope that they get this and that they figure it out. Come on, this is your job. So, number one, build rapport. Number two, warm words of welcome is what we say, and then building rapport, and then get curious. This is part of your job. Asking open-ended questions. So never assume either. Never assume. Ask. So what brings you in today is a great question. Who are you shopping for today? Those questions are great. The next part of this is to come from a place of service. So be the life preserver, as we like to say. We've been saying that for years. Guide them. Don't overwhelm them. Show them what's new. Walk them over to places. If they're struggling to choose, jump in with limited options. So we have these in, these three colors, and give them the opportunity to narrow it down. And again, I'm really simplifying the whole sales process. If you want the full sales process and how we teach it inside, you have to join the inner circle. Why haven't you joined the inner circle if you haven't? But join us inside the inner circle. If you are a member, just ask us and we'll tag you. We'll tag the session for you if you haven't found it. So the next part is so we're serving, right? We're serving. We're showing. We're demonstrating. I would say show and tell. We're bringing them over. We're explaining things. And you know what? Here's an underused skill that you have, and I know you have it because I know you do. Use storytelling. Share why you love this product or this book or why these candles are awesome. Like, what is the unique selling feature of this product? It's made locally, and we brought these in because they're whatever. Like, we love the owners of this company, so we brought this in. And did you know that these clothes, this brand of clothing, is one of our most popular lines? Like, have stories. Even things like this was the top gift last year, like those kinds of stories. A customer just came back for another one of these. Like, that's storytelling. Like, that's giving customers something to like think about and like, ooh, other people want it, I want it, or I love local, or I love sustainable products, or whatever it is. Tell a little bit about the product, and your people all should have knowledge of your products. Storytelling is not rampant like making up things either. Let's just be clear on that. Again, it can just be, this is one of our top sellers this week. We've just sold a ton of these this week. That's kind of storytelling. This is what we do unique. This is how we can stand out and be unique. Okay, number 5. In the sales world, we'd call this closing the sale. But really, I like to say, let's wrap it up with love. So let's offer to bring it to the checkout for them. Like let's close the sale. This is a part that a lot of retailers sort of, they've shown it and they can tell the customer is interested in it. But like the next step is, say, bring it to the cash. Can I bring this to the cash for you? Can I, do you want the red one or the yellow one? Those types of kind of closing the sales and walking it to the, it's helping your customer. This is serving your customer. They're all I was going to say grown ass. I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm going to say it. They're all like grown ass people. You're not pushing anything on anybody. You're helping them. So also wrapping everything up with love in the kindness, like smile at the checkout, say thank you, like a genuine thank you with sincerity. It's amazing how that is so, sadly, this is not a common thing. And maybe you have experiences in the places that you shop and the places that you go, and it's very transactional. Thank you, have a nice day. Thank you, have a nice day. Or even if you've been served by somebody for a while, it's like, okay, thank you, have a nice day. That's scripted. Let's unscript. Let's say, like, because I was listening, I know next stop that you're going to is the coffee shop. So, hey, have a great coffee, enjoy, like be genuine, like human to human. Remember, somebody's coming into your house and you're being hospitable to them and you're serving them. So it's a little tiny framework, but the overall thing I want you to remember is that it's your job to train your staff. It is your job. It is your job, if you are the owner of a retail business, and you probably are because you're listening to this, to be the CEO, to be in a leadership role and to train your staff. And everybody in your team probably sells differently, but it all needs to have this same type of framework and not scripted. You didn't hear me talk about like scripts and whatnot, but framework of coming from a place of service and not feeling that sales are sleazy and not bothering people, because that's not bothering people. You're serving me. So sales starts with you. If your staff isn't selling, your shop isn't growing. If you're not selling, your shop isn't growing. Like, if the business is not selling, it's not growing. Stop just hoping people buy. I hope, we build this beautiful retail business and we put a little sign outside and we, hope is not a strategy. And I think if I went back through my podcast episodes and I tried to search that word, I think hope is not a strategy is something we talk about a lot. So more often than not, it's not that your people can't sell, and it's just that we've not taught them, right? So we need to make sure. So let's flip the script together, start modeling a different story, start modeling a different conversation with them, show them that selling is simply serving from heart. Like, I've got my hand on my heart right now. Like, I just want you to make sure that your customers are served so well, right? That we're not here to convince or push or anything. We're here to care about our customers. Our customers have needs and they really want to be seen. So let this be your takeaway. Sales isn't pressure. Like, sales does not mean pressure. Sales means being present. So, and having great presence with your people. Your customers want to be helped. Your team can be trained. And you, my friend, are more than capable of creating a culture where selling feels natural, where it feels joyful, where it feels deeply like rooted in like service and hospitality and kindness and caring and all of the things. And I might sound really mushy or whatever, but that's what I believe. I truly believe that if I actually care, and I mean, I'm not telling you to fall in love with every customer, I'm telling you to serve every customer with care. And I feel like that is such a missing thing. I feel like I'm on a soapbox rant right now, but I feel like that is such a missing ingredient in so many sales conversations, stores. I just see it all the time and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. So, and I want to see you be the one and be the place that stands out. But you have to get past this whole old, old thoughts. And I don't know if it's like those of us from a certain age think that sales are sleazy, because that is not what the younger generation think. Just that's a whole other podcast topic, I think. But anyhow, if you want more help around this inside my Retailers Inner Circle, we dive deeper into sales systems, customer journey, team leadership, all of those things, all the stuff in between. We do it through the lens of building a business that feels good and aligns with your values and aligns with goodness and heart. And that's the type of retail, I want to say retail business I hope you're building, but it's also the type of retailer that I love to work with and that I track because, did I say track? I mean attract, because that just feels good, man. And like, we just want to feel good. So until next time, please keep showing up for your people. Please keep serving. Please keep selling with heart and soul. And I want to thank you for listening. I hope this has been a helpful and you have some takeaways from today, and that maybe we flipped the script for you a little bit on selling and about training your team to sell. So maybe you believe it, but I really want you to believe that your team can sell. So thanks for listening, my friend. If you enjoyed this episode today, jump over into my DMs on Instagram and like, let's continue the conversation. Like, tell me your thoughts. If you think I'm crazy or whatever, I'm open to that as well too. We can discuss it. I love different points of view. I would like to know, like, what is your biggest struggle or challenge with your staff? Come over into my DMs on Instagram. I'm at wendybatten.biz on Instagram. I would love it so much if this was helpful, if you could share this episode with some of your other retail buddies. Do you have retail buddies? I know you do. If you would share this episode, because sharing is caring. And I will tell you, sometimes talking to this mic, I joke and say talking to my podcast mic sometimes gets a little lonely. And I love when I hear that you shared this podcast episode with people. I don't know, it just makes me feel really, it's all about me right now. No, I care so deeply about your business, and I care very deeply about helping other retailers. So I would love it if you would share this. How's that? Is that a better way of reframing it? Because that's really, truly how I feel. Okay, enough mushiness. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. I hope you'll be back next week. We're talking about your customer's journey again, and we're going to revisit this. And I know you've done it, and I know you care, and I know you think it's awesome, but let's listen in next week, and we're going to talk about a refresh on that and why it's important to have little refreshes regularly on your customer's journey and their experience with your business and your brand. Okay, we'll see you next week. Thanks, friends.